Welcome, everyone. This is our third session of the TeenLife Live Summer Opportunities Fair. I see some of our attendees are coming in. If you're rolling over from session 1 and 2, we're so excited to have you. We've got just a few more great summer programs here to present directly to you. If you're just joining us for session 3, welcome. We're so glad you're here. You maybe couldn't make the first couple of sessions. That's totally fine. We're recording all 3 of them, and we're going to be sending out those recordings to you tomorrow morning. So you can rewatch this one, or you can watch the ones you missed. If you want to share it with a teacher, a peer, a friend, a college counselor or something, anything like that, you're going to get those recordings. They're going to be live on YouTube by this time tomorrow, if not sooner. So you'll be able to go back and catch any information you might have missed, or watch any of those presentations earlier in the evening that you maybe weren't able to get to. I see that attendee number rolling up. I appreciate all of you being here. I know it's spring break for a lot of people. I know we've had 2 sessions before this, so glad to see some attendees rolling in, and we're really excited you're here. You're gonna be glad you're here. We got some great programs lined up for you. I'll remind you very quickly that your camera and your microphone are not turned on. This is a webinar, so our representatives can't see or hear you, but they are in the chat, ready and willing to answer any questions you may have. So we really encourage you to interact as much as you want, or as much as you can. If you have any questions, about pricing, about scholarships, about dates, about anything that you hear from our presenters tonight, you want to get clarification on, I have no doubt that they will be ready and willing to answer those questions for you, just if you poke them in the chat. So feel free, either in the Q&A panel, just in the bottom of the Zoom window, or just directly in the chat. So if you have any questions, someone will definitely get right to you. If this is your first sort of TeenLife exposure, your first TeenLife Live event, welcome. We're so glad to have you. My name is Jonathan. I'm the content editor at TeenLife. TeenLife is dedicated to connecting teens with experiences that kind of launch them into life. So that includes summer programs like you're going to hear tonight. We also have a huge database of gap year programs, of volunteer options, of some pre-college programs, of just college opportunities in general, and all sorts of other sort of service providers and enrichment opportunities for you to explore. We've got more than 10,000 programs that you can sort of search and filter through to find your specific need. So we encourage you to go to teenlife.com and look through those. We also have a very active blog where we talk about everything from the benefits of taking a summer program like you're going to hear from tonight, to mental health tips for your first year of college or anything like that. And we also present our summer listings in sort of magazine format in some digital guides that we publish. We have 2 new Your Future in STEM and Your Future in Arts guides that we've recently published that have a lot of articles and interviews and stuff like that, and also listings. Some of the ones you're going to hear from tonight, I think, have been in our guides before. So just another format to connect you with opportunities that you are going to be excited about. So teenlife.com, all of our resources are there. But for now, for the next 45 minutes or so, you're here with us. You're going to hear directly from some summer programs. And so we're going to hand you on right over to our presenters. And first up is going to be Adelphi University, high school and pre-college programs.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen quickly so I can share with you a little bit about our summer and intersession programs at Adelphi. So I am Dr. Megan Buckley. I am the Director of Summer and Intersession Programs at Adelphi, and in my role, I oversee our top-ranked summer pre-college program. So I'm going to be talking about our pre-college program tonight. I also oversee all of our summer courses, so I'll spend a little bit of time talking about that as well. So lots of summer opportunities here at Adelphi. So a little bit about Adelphi University. We are a private university located in Garden City, New York, which is in Nassau County, on Long Island. So we're about 30 minutes outside of New York City by train. We have a little over 5,000 undergraduate students and a little over 3,000 graduate students, which makes us a medium-sized university in a suburban location. We are also the oldest institution of higher learning on Long Island. We were founded in 1896, and we recently celebrated our 125th anniversary. So a little bit about our summer pre-college program. So our pre-college program is consistently ranked a top 30 summer pre-college program. We are open to high school students entering their sophomore, junior, or senior year. So another way of thinking about that is students who are currently in grades 9, 10, or 11 are eligible for our summer pre-college programs. So the general premise of our program is you pick an academic area of interest or concentration, and you spend 2 weeks at Adelphi's campus, living on campus, learning from an Adelphi University professor in that area. You also will go on some excursions off campus to nearby New York City. And at the end, you walk away with 3 transferable college credits. So it's 3 college credits in 2 weeks. So basically a whole course in 2 weeks. And so on this slide, these are some of our 4-credit academic areas that we offer. So we offer programs in art, business, nursing, psychology, teaching, social work, and science, medicine, and health. That's kind of our pre-med concentration. And again, all of these courses are 2-week all-inclusive residential experiences, which means that for our tuition price, which I'll go over on the next slide, it includes your housing, your meals, any textbooks and supplies, your 3 college credits, and anything else you may need over those 2 weeks. So this year, our pre-college program will take place July 17th to July 30th, 2022. So the last 2 weeks of July. And I wanted to point out that in addition to these academic areas, there are a number of social activities that we have planned both at night and on the weekend, but we also offer College 101 prep workshops as part of our program. So what that means is, in addition to your subject area, that chosen subject area on the previous slide, we also offer workshops on the college search process, choosing your major, public speaking, writing your college essay, all of those sorts of universally relevant topics. So it's a super social, super immersive experience for students who participate. It's a great way to see if you want that away school experience and live on campus for those 2 weeks. And it's a great way to earn college credit over the summer. So I also wanted to just briefly plug too, we do offer 2 non-credit certificates in New York City. So if you're either local to the tri-state area or you're just interested in going to New York City, these 2 options are actually taking place in August. So if you can't make the 2-week pre-college program, August maybe works better. We have these 2 non-credit certificate courses that actually take place at Adelphi's Manhattan campus. So Adelphi has another location in Soho in New York City. And so the first option is focused on New York City arts, and so theater, sketching, painting. That takes place the first week of August, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And our second option is professional sport as a business and career. That's focused on sports management and career opportunities in the professional sports industry. That takes place the second week of August. So lots of different types of opportunities, different locations, credit and non-credit options available. So if you're interested in applying, you can go to adelphi.edu/precollege. And the first step is to submit an online application. And then we ask that you follow up with a copy of your transcript and 1 completed recommendation form. So all of the information that you need is on adelphi.edu/precollege, FAQs, full tuition breakdown, and detailed program descriptions. And so before I wrap up, I just want to briefly plug our summer session. So that's just one other area that we offer for high school students here at Adelphi. So if the pre-college program is maybe too much of a commitment, you'd rather kind of stay home over the summer, but still get a jump on college credits as a high school student, I highly encourage you to check out adelphi.edu/summer. So we offer 2 different summer sessions. The first takes place predominantly in June. The second takes place predominantly in July, and we offer a number of 100 to 200 level courses that are open to high school students entering grades 9 through 12 in the fall. And the best part is we offer a super discounted rate per course. So high school students only pay $590 to take either a 3 to up to 4 credit course over the summer sessions. So we offer modalities in person, hybrid, or fully online, and registration will open on April 4th for those opportunities. So I just want to thank you so much for your attention tonight, and we really hope that we'll see you at Adelphi this summer.
Thank you so much, guys. It sounds like a lot of amazing opportunities there. We're going to move on now to our second presenter of the evening, and that's going to be Kaleidoscope Education.
Hello, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Kaleidoscope. I'm the founder of Kaleidoscope. I'm Sarah Dillard, and founded Kaleidoscope about 4 years ago to try to close the gaps between what I've seen in my career and those of my peers are the skills and ideas that really matter to understanding the world and being successful in it, and what students get access to in high school. And so Kaleidoscope is where futures leaders grow together. And we're named Kaleidoscope because there's a kaleidoscope of ways to succeed in this world. If you have an interest in the skills to pursue it, our belief is that the world is wide open. And this is something we see in the stories of our alumni. So we've got alumni who we describe as ambitious about more than themselves. And what's interesting about this is because they're ambitious about more than themselves, they have interests and evidence of pursuing it, they're rewarded really well in the college admissions process. So we're a minimally selective program, and yet almost 20% of our alumni attend a top 10 college or university, and almost half attend a top 25 college or university. They have a lot of prestigious scholarships among them, Posse, Amazon, Kluge, Vanderbilt, et cetera. And they intern at great places, including with us, but also at places like Bain and JP Morgan and Google. And so we offer 2 tracks of online summer classes, and each of these is 2 weeks long. The first is a social sciences track. So these are finding a path to impact. And so we have 3 classes that you can choose from in this track. One is identity and prejudice, so exploring your own identity so you can effectively lead diverse groups and combat prejudice you encounter. The politics of climate change, so understanding how political processes work worldwide and how you can influence them to combat climate change, and social sciences for social problems, which if I'd gotten to take this class before I was a freshman at Duke, I wouldn't have had to change my major 3 times, because it introduces the 6 major social sciences in the context of contemporary social problems, allowing students to understand which ones they connect with, their relative strengths, and the types of questions that they consider. We also have a track on the mental habits of leadership. So these are all psychology classes taught from a practical perspective. So how could you apply these things both immediately in your life and indefinitely in your life? And so the 3 classes in this track are the science of social connection. So learn to connect more deeply and handle challenging relationships more skillfully. Peak performance, so building routines, motivation, and learning efficiently. And the science of self-care, which is both everyday well-being as well as building resilience to deal with the bigger challenges that we all face in life. And I can truly say I wish I'd gotten to take every single one of these when I was a high school student, rather than having to teach myself them as coping mechanisms as a fully grown adult. And so our philosophy and approach, I want to say something about this because chances are that you've taken an online class or witnessed your child take an online class, and it maybe wasn't the best experience. And we want to talk about this because we truly love online learning and embrace all of the things that come with it. And so we train our teachers extensively in practices for creating engaging online classes. So we're a cameras on, highly participatory, discussion-based seminar environment. And as you can see, our participant Henry from last summer said, in other online classes, it's like you're an audience member, but in this one, you're a participant. And we think that really well captures our philosophy and approach to designing classes. Our classes are also all rooted in research, so we're not kind of just like well-being, ideas from the internet. We're well-being designed by people with degrees in psychology, really well thought out from the perspective of research, and then also actionable. And so every single day, we ask students to transfer what they're learning into their lives in some way, whether it's to their own life or to understanding the world that they live in. And so our hope is that we're designing for enduring understandings, not just kind of a temporary experience that you may or may not remember in the future. So our logistics, our next deadline is the end of March. We're open to high school age students, and strong applicants convey authentic interest. We're minimally selective, which means if you convey authentic interest, you are admitted. And each course meets for 20 hours over 10 days on Zoom. And each course is $900 with financial aid available. Our participant Jenna from last summer says the things you learn in this class you will use for the rest of your life. And as I've already said, that's really how we try to design, which is what is something that would matter if you know how to do it, or you know the concept and are able to recognize it or apply it, not just for a minute on a test in high school, but really forever. And so that's how we build our classes, and we would hope to see you in them this summer. If you have questions, you can reach me here, Sarah at Kaleidoscope.education, or you can visit our website. We have a new report coming out next week on college admissions. So we interviewed the top college admissions officers in America, and combine that with the stories of our students in order to create a report about myths around college admissions and how you can approach it in a way that sets you up for success in life and and in college admissions. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Sounds like a lot of different varied opportunities. I do want to note before we move to our next presenter that if you signed up for this event and made a notice that there were a few extra other presenters tonight, we did have a couple of our presenters that did have to sort of drop out within the last couple of days, or one had a family emergency. So we do apologize if you're here looking for a specific summer program. I know that a couple of the ones who did drop out or weren't able to make it with us, rather, they have presented at TeenLife Live events before. So if you go to YouTube and just search TeenLife Media, or if you go to our teenlife.com website, you should be able to see some of their older presentations. Might not be the most up-to-date information, but if you're looking for, I believe Champlain College was here, and in Spirit AI weren't able to join us tonight. They have presented in previous TeenLife Live events, and they weren't able to make it tonight, but if you just look on our YouTube channel, you should be able to find their previous presentations. We're going to move now, though, to EF International Language Campuses.
All right, my audio. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to tonight's meeting. I just wanted to kind of introduce ourselves. So this is EF Language Campuses. We're an international immersion program for students from all over the world for ages 13 and up. So on average, we'll have around 15, 20 different nationalities at our school. And it's, again, for all different proficiency levels. So it's really kind of come as you are, and we'll test you and place you with either host family or in a dorm, have activities, and have language classes. So we have people coming from all different walks of life. So it's really some of you are doing it for fun, some of you are maybe looking to put this on a college resume or being able to get a job afterwards. So we want to have kind of a full experience where we include the academics, the accommodations, and then all of your activities as well. And EF owns and operates all of our campuses. It's our own staff, so we're not contracting with anyone. So we have we've been around since the 60s. So being able to have these well-established campuses really sets future students and future generations up to have a smoothly run program. So because we have staff all around the world, it's really easy if there's a freak snowstorm or something. We're able to help students no matter where they are in the world. We, of course, have emergency numbers for traveling. So we do all hands-on experiential learning. So for example, if you're wanting to learn French, you'd come to our program in Saint-Raphael in France, or you'd come to Paris. Or if you're wanting to learn Mandarin, you'd come to our program in Singapore. So they're all really based on immersion, being able to practice it, use it, and do experiential learning. So for example, we'll do a lot of role plays, group conversations, class discussions where you're practicing how to talk to the taxi driver, or how do you speak with the waiter or the waitress. And you're practicing that in class so that you're able to go out and use it and feel confident and practice the language with the locals. So that's kind of the goal with our program. We do guarantee that every 4 to 6 weeks, you're advancing a proficiency level. So we do offer college level credit for those of you that are looking for that. A lot of high schools love to see students getting college credit. So every 4 to 6 weeks, but we can have students come from 2 weeks up to the full summer. So it's really flexible. So you choose when you want to come and you choose how long, because we are open. We have start dates 52 weeks a year. So actually every Monday is a new start date. So these are all of our destinations. All of our destinations serve, all of our languages serve 13 and up, except for Italian, which is age 16 and up. And for those of you who are maybe have an older sibling or somebody who's looking for a longer term and not just a summer program, we do have long-term programs as well. But specifically, the summer is a really great time for high schoolers. So this is when we have a lot of our students, 16, 17 on the 16 and up program, and then 13 to 15, we have 2 separate programs. We keep those age groups separate just so you're more around your peers. It's better to have, especially with the younger age, more chaperones, more activities as part of the program. So we have 2 different tracks. On average, we'll have 12 to 15 students in a classroom, but our schools can accommodate up to around 2, even 300 students. And again, it's all hands-on immersive language. We do offer college level credit through the University of Montana, as I mentioned, and we like to mix up our student schedule. So for example, this student had class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning, and then Tuesday, Thursday in the afternoon. So it freed up time to go to the Vatican on Monday, and then a walking tour in the morning on Tuesday. You can see that they have different modules so that they're able to really explore Rome in this case. They went to another city on the weekend and then went to see the Colosseum on Sunday. So there's a lot that's part of the program that we want students to actually experience and use the language. So we do a lot of tours, going to museums, points of interest, and really helping you explore your destination. So we have either host families, which have your meals, really being able to practice language with someone, really have a lot of that culture that you're learning, etiquette, customs, that kind of thing. And then we do have EF residences. So if you're maybe a little bit older, more independent, maybe you want to cook your own meals, this would be a great spot for you. So I would kind of compare and see what might make the most sense for you based off of what you're looking to get out of the program. But we are, again, for all backgrounds, all levels, all ages 13 and up, and from students all over the world. So we are open in all of our destinations, except for Tokyo. We are hoping to have Tokyo open for the summer, but we are waiting for borders to open. So these are our students, from all over the world. And if you want to follow us on EF Language Centers, you can kind of see what the student experience is like a little bit more. So this is the best way to get a hold of us. I would say that with these courses, they're all very customized because we have many different locations and many different tracks. So you can say, hey, I'm interested in this, or I'm interested in that. And we can kind of have a discussion and what makes the most sense for you. Our courses start around 1,800 for a 2-week program, and they go up from there. So give us a call and we're happy to kind of see what's the best fit for you. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much. We've only got one more presenter left here for you in session 3. So last but not least, we're going to hear from Quinnipiac University.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is David Sharon. I'm the Director of Summer Programs at Quinnipiac University. And I want to thank you for being here this evening and listening to all these great options. I hope to give you a few reasons why you might want to spend your summer with us. A little bit about us, for those who aren't familiar, Quinnipiac University, we are a co-educational private university with 9 schools and 3 campuses located in South Central Connecticut. About 10,000 undergrad and graduate students total. So a bit on the larger side, but also with the resources that come with that. We're about a 2-hour drive, equidistant between Boston and New York City. For those who do know Quinnipiac University, I think one of the most compelling arguments that I can make for what we're able to do and what the students who come to us are able to do, just about over 97% of Quinnipiac graduates are either employed or in advanced education degrees within 6 months of graduation. Now, what does that mean in terms of summer? And so as we've crafted our summer portfolio, it's doing one of 2 things in any given program. And the first is exploration. So we have a number of programs, whether it's the Healthcare Exploration Academy or media production, these 2-week on-campus, in-person, immersive experiences are giving students a multifaceted view of say media production, not just in front of the camera, but also behind the camera, and then knowing all the different steps in between that come into doing a broadcast. Or if it's the Health Science Exploration Academy, it's every different day doing a different discipline. So one day might be occupational physical therapy, and then the next day might be learning about doing radiology and doing an MRI scan. So exploration is one facet. The other facet is enrichment. And these are things like medical microbiology, which we offer, sports journalism, esports and game design. These are going into a specific subdiscipline and going really deep into the facets of that one particular. So if you're interested in, either exploring or enriching or a little bit of both, if you contact us, we can let you know which programs are doing which. So top 5 reasons to join us. First and foremost, when you look at our website and you see all the different kinds of programs that we offer to high school and middle school students, it's really about degree and career-centered programs. And what does that mean? So this comes from research that we've done and conversations that we've had with our different schools saying, what are the most, future-proof skills and degrees that students should be learning now so that they can set themselves up for success in the future. And so that's sort of the portfolio that we've put together, whether it's data science and medical microbiology and all of these sort of like really strong disciplines to be learning about now as a high school student or a middle school student. The next reason I think you should join us is that we have accomplished and excited faculty who've signed on to do these summer programs. They do not have to do these summer programs, and many of them have, consulting engagements and speaking engagements and all sorts of other disciplines, research that they're doing in the summer, but they've elected to design and to actually operate these programs. You can see one of our medical professionals teaching faculties, teaching the students to work an MRI machine, which we have on site. So that's all really exciting hands-on stuff, and you're going to be working with experts. The next reason I think you should come join us is project-based and professional learning. And so what does that mean? So project-based is not necessarily going to be super unique amongst programs. You're going to be working with teams to create these collaborative projects, but you're going to be doing it in the professional context. If you look at the left, you can see our makerspace as part of our School of Engineering. I mean, those aren't just like commercial grade tools. Over to the right, we have 3-dimensional printers that are able to print in 3D. We have heat transfer lathes. We have all sorts of high-end commercial grade equipment to build things. And that's part of our Connecticut Invention Convention Summer Camp. And that's for middle school students. On the right side, we have our actual podcasting studio, which we have in-house, as well as our broadcasting studio, which is part of our Ed McMahon Communications Center. And that's what students will be using for sports journalism and media production. So everything in the professional context. Another reason why I think you should join us is diverse and inclusive learning. And so what do I mean by that? Well, first of all, any of these programs is certainly about, the discipline that you're studying and being on campus and getting that flavor of what it's like to be a college student. But as we all know, as you move on into careers, that is about how you work with others and how you work with others with backgrounds different than yourself. And so we've done a really good job of pulling together diversity in all shapes and forms and from across the US and even internationally into these programs. But we've also done it on the instructor side as well. As you can see here, this is Dave Stevens. He's had a really successful career in broadcasting, worked for ESPN for decades, was actually a professional baseball player and played football in college. And he just so happened to be born without legs. And Dave is one of our instructors for the media production program. And as much as we're talking about the outcome of the media product, we're also talking about the people factor and what goes into making a really good team and making a good content. The last reason I think you should join us is that median price, maximum value. We know that we're not the cheapest program that you could possibly Google search, but we know that we're right there, fair in the middle. And we've done a really deliberate job in doing that because we know on the other end, when it comes to providing value for the past summers that we've had students come to us, I mean, our satisfaction surveys are, 5s across the board. We have students who are getting hands-on on all the different resources and equipment and expertise that we have to offer to really showcase ourselves in the best possible way. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please visit qu.edu/summer. You don't have to remember Quinnipiac, but you will be able to pronounce that by the time that you finish and leave with us. So qu.edu/summer. Get to see all the summer programs that we offer. You can email us at summerprograms@qu.edu. And thank you so much for listening.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to drop in a chat right now for everyone who is still hanging with us. Here are some links to the programs who were originally scheduled for this evening who were unable to come to the final thing. You'll see 2 links there to previous TeenLife live sessions and 1 just to a TeenLife listing for a program who's not presented before. You make note of them, copy and paste them from your browser if you want to learn more, if you signed up for this session, and we're hoping to hear from them and weren't able to. I would like to thank all of our panelists and our presenters this evening for presenting us some amazing summer programs. I'd like to thank all of our attendees for being here. If you've been with us through all 3 sessions, we appreciate it quite a bit. If you've just joined us for this one, we're so glad you were able to hear from these programs. Whether you were here for all 3, whether you just joined us, anything like that, we really are just so glad that you come. We love putting on these events and we love bringing these summer programs directly to you. So we really appreciate you coming. Once again, thank you to our panelists, all our presenters in this session and in the previous 2. If you missed anything, you'll get recordings tomorrow morning, and you can learn more about all of these programs either on their websites that they provided, or all of them have a listing on TeenLife where you can send them a request for information form with all your info filled out. They'll know where it came from, they'll know where you came from, or you can reach out to them directly through the emails and the websites that they have given you in their presentations this evening. Once again, thank you. We will see you next month for one more TeenLife Live Opportunities Fair, and we'll have all sorts of new programs and stuff. But until then, we will see you next time, and we hope you have a great rest of your night or your morning or your day, wherever you're tuning in from. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.